Hi everyone, Alistair Davies here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're looking at the driver. So driver lesson today. And we're looking at what we can learn from Rory McIlroy's driver technique, or how we can drive the ball like Rory McIlroy, but maybe a little bit slower. I know certainly my swing speed is about 10 to 12 mile an hour slower than his with the driver, maybe a little bit more. I'm about 108 mile an hour. I think he's about 118 to 123. Probably just on the standard drive. Maybe when he's going for it, maybe a bit faster. So we're definitely going to be slower than Rory McIlroy, but we're going to learn what he does well, how that can give you more length, how that can give you better contact with the driver itself. So if you are a new viewer, please consider following or subscribing. I post 3 videos a week, all designed to lower your scores and covering the whole aspects of all the game. So keep watching to learn about the driver. So today we're looking at the driver, and in particularly, we mentioned earlier Rory McIlroy, what he does well. And I really want to talk about the impact conditions Rory creates in regards to what he does well. What I'm looking for you to do is to be able to hit the driver from what I would class as the inside, and again, that's going to allow us to hit straight shots, or draw shots, or push shots, and push slices. That's the full family you'll get from there. For me, to hit a straight shot or a draw shot, this is where I'd want you to be, which is why I think it's vital. So hitting it from the inside is vital with the driver to be long. Most of you won't have the speed to be able to hit fades or cuts to cope with that and to be competitive. Some of you will be able to, so you will be able to hit like a power fade off the tee, no problem at all. And certainly someone like Rory McIlroy can hit any shape off the tee he wants to. He's long enough and fast enough, just to get that out there. So I'm not saying it is one way. So in order to help you deliver the golf club from the inside and also hitting up or ascending on the ball, I've got a very simple exercise here for you to do. It's the 3 tee peg drill. So the ball is teed up on the middle one, and I've got it at a height that is full ball pretty much above the club. I've got a tee set back probably 10 to 12 inches behind the ball and 2 to 3 inches inside the ball to give me the feeling of the path in which I want the club to travel on pre-impact. And I've got a tee pretty much in a straight line past the golf ball, 1 club head width, at 3/4 height, similar height to what I've got the ball teed up, for me to feel I'm going to go over. So the idea is really, if I can try and use this as my checkpoints, get the golf club delivering, hitting this tee peg back here, so the club's grounding out almost at a position behind the ball, so my low point is going to be somewhere 3 to 4 inches behind the ball. Okay, that's the lowest part of the arc of the swing. Then it's going to be ascending to the ball on the tee, and then it's going to be going over the top of the tee just past the ball. Now, the other thing Rory McIlroy does when he does this, he actually gets shaft lean, and also quite a few of the other longer hitters on tour do this. Now, when we create shaft lean, essentially what we're going to be doing is de-lofting this club, okay? So if you hit up on the ball and de-loft the club, you reduce what we call your spin loft, okay? And if you reduce your spin loft, that creates the most powerful shots you can hit. So in order to hit the ball a long way, maximizing your spin loft or reducing your spin loft for the maximum amount is going to help you get the most bang for your buck. So hitting up on the ball and feeling that we almost get the top of the club, climbing on top of the bottom of the club, is a great feel to doing this. Now, if you find you haven't got the speed to get a flight on the ball then you might not do it as much, or you might go for a more lofted driver. There are options. But certainly from a practicing point of view, if I move the ball off that tee there for 1 second, I'd want you to feel that you would get the golf club delivering itself from the inside, bottoming out of that tee peg, de-lofting the club, and going above that tee peg and then turning itself around the corner. It's important we go around the corner also, otherwise we'll find we'll hit a lot of block shots. So the key is inside to in, not necessarily in to out. It's got to work on that circle to hit straight shots. If you want to hit a draw, slightly in to out is pretty cool, but no more than 1 or 2 degrees, okay? And if you imagine a second on a watch face is 5 degrees, so I'm saying 1 or 2 degrees, it's a small amount. If I needed to encourage it to be more into out than I've got here, I can move this tee peg further back, I can move this tee peg further out, and again I'd be feeling I'm going over the top of those tee pegs still. So what I want you to do is make some practice swings where the club would ground here, push off the ground, and go round the corner, and de-loft the club at the same time. So we're feeling that the club is grounding back here, just outside the right foot, then dragging it. It's like what I'd call a mop drill. Imagine we're mopping the floor. You notice here that my hands are ahead of the club throughout that drill, and I'm getting the feeling of pushing up and round the corner. Then we would use these tees as a relevant sort of feedback. This one I'm not expecting to do too much with. It's more focus point. But certainly this one post ball, I don't want to disturb that at all. And in an ideal world, I wouldn't want to disturb the tee I'm hitting off too much either. So if I can clip it off that tee fairly clean and then miss the tee on the exit, that's a pretty good sign to what's gone on through impact. Now, if the tee I hit off moves a bit, I'm not so worried about that. If I've gone from low to high, as I've gone through it quite sharply, I probably am going to clip it a little bit. So it's not really the end of the world. Let's try a ball. Everything else is going to be the same as I've talked about in other videos with driver. So ball position left heel, sternum behind the ball, eyes, you might focus on behind the ball too. Keep those shoulders nice and neutral and square. Now I'm going to focus on the tees on the ground as a focus area as I'm swinging. So pretty happy with the shot. I had a slight push on it, didn't disturb the tees, so I'm happy with the outcome in terms of that. That's what I was trying to achieve. And again, doing these practice swings, it is encouraging me to be from the inside. So that was perhaps a touch too much, so I might be able to tweak this a bit to get that less, but you've got to feed what you need. And quite often when I do drills like this, which are hitting from the inside, I get a lot of people saying, well, I'm going to hit hooks, I'm going to hit blocks and stuff. Well, if you overdo it, yes, but I'm not talking about changing the club face here either. So the club face would have to close down to hit a hook. Like that one was just a straight push. So don't worry about it. If you are a fader or a slicer, and you don't want to be a fader or a slicer, you need to encourage yourself to swing from this inside massive amount to get your change. How I'd describe it to you is, I'm on the lesson tee quite often with guys trying to change their swing path some days, and it'll take 60, 70 balls before we get some significant change. You know, 1 degree here and there will change as we go along. But real change, 60, 70 balls. So your golf swing's not going to change with 1 or 2 swings on the practice tee before you go out and play. You know, you're going to have to work on it to make a change, and it's not going to go from being an out to in to out straight away. It's going to take some real exaggeration and some effort or conceptual change to make a difference straight away. And I'm okay with all of those things. If the conceptual change makes you move differently and better straight away, great, go for it, and that's where you want to be. Fantastic. That's something you can take to the course straight away. Otherwise, you're going to have to do some reps on the range to improve your pattern, to improve how you move naturally so you can get the path as you desire and the ball flight as you desire. So, hope you've enjoyed today's video, take on driver and trying to get really hitting it from the inside and up on the ball and de-lofting the ball without really working on the mechanics of your swings, just using some impact feels, some impact drills and some feedback from some tees to help you do that. And as I described earlier, it's pretty much what Rory Mcllroy does. He just does it at a faster speed than I can do it at. And possibly some of you guys too. Some of you might be as fast as him, and that's great. Well done. So if you have enjoyed today's video, please like it and share the video. Really appreciate if you can do that. It really helps. Also, please chat down below, comment, request videos. I'd love to have you part of my community. So, you know, make it so it's down below. You can just chat and ask questions and share information. That'd be great. Also, if you haven't followed me or subscribed already, hit my logo down the bottom corner. Join me on my journey. Let me help you improve your golf and lower your scores. Lastly, thank you for tuning in today. Hope your golf is going well and hope to see you again here soon.